if it was illegal to say stupid things into a microphone.
Why must you be so stupid?
These guys would be doing life without parole.
Hey, everybody, we're back from prison.
Why do we keep encouraging this kind of behavior? It's the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan.
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
Along with Mike Shue and Isaiah Moskahana Mana Blitz Boskowitz, whatever the hell his name is.
All in. This is behind the scenes. This is pre-show.
Wow, your mic sounds really awesome.
Not mine. Finally.
Is that just Is that just a prop mic?
No.
Is that actually plugged in?
No. Does it sound worse than my phone? I don't know.
You've got this 1985 Guns N' Roses demo, reel-to-reel tape sound going on.
Is that
and
bad?
look.
So it's muffly.
There's no high end whatsoever. Do you have some kind of mixer, equalizer?
Well,
microphone?
I'm on the Roadcaster. I'm going through a Roadcaster.
You have a Roadcaster?
Yeah. Shoo, I was actually going to warn you about that. Isaiah has a Roadcaster, which means he has a button. See? There we go.
Oh, God.
So there's going to be no interview today.
What happened to Jonathan Kite?
No, he's coming on.
No, he's coming on, but Isaiah's just going to be hitting the buttons the entire time.
Oh, God. Come on, man. Right. You gotta show some restraint there. Although I always have the crickets. I always have the crickets ready. The crickets and the sad trombone.
Josh, if this sounds fucking awful, then why am I using it? I can just go fucking use the headphones.
Well, you got to get in there and you got to work on the processing.
Well, I've been in and out of this fucking thing a million times, so let's fuck around. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there's channel.
You know what? Muffled Isaiah isn't that bad though.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm listening to an air check from 1985. Wow. It really does. It's it's on cassette. It sounds like it's on cassette. All right.
That's fucking great. Mommy, let's see. Where the fuck is Sid when you need him?
It sounds like you're on the phone.
Because I am. It's Bluetooth. It's the phone, Bluetooth through the Roadcaster.
That's why.
Yeah. I was telling him to plug it into his laptop, but he's against it for some reason. So.
Oh, wait. So the mic's not plug. Wait, what's on Bluetooth?
The phone goes through the Bluetooth on the Roadcaster, and that's how I'm hearing this.
And that's where you lose the sound quality.
Got it.
Yeah, that's. Oh, okay.
We just talked about this for an hour.
On the phone. Yeah. Welcome to Tech Talk. Welcome to Roadcaster Tech Talk. My name is.
You know what? Go to the fucking earbuds. All right.
That's the only one. That's the only one I really use. I've only used those. See, now
he's in the 80s.
That sounds like your timer went off in the background while you're on the phone.
Hold on. My eggs are done. What? Hold on.
It sounds like a smoke alarm. It sounds like your smoke alarm at home while you're on the phone with me.
Actually, we have Michael Rappaport on the phone right now.
Dolan, you motherfucker, you should have fucked.
All right.
Wow. That's perfect.
That's pretty funny.
Sorry, it sounds muddy. I'm trying to upgrade and it fucking sounds worse.
I told you plug it into the fucking laptop and catch up to 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta go direct, man.
I'm about to go direct with my fucking earbuds. What?
Oh.
There we go. We're done. Fuck off.
There's an easy solution. Just plug it into the fucking computer.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, man. The Roadcaster comes with the cord.
Well, I don't have that plug.
Hey, is Jonathan Kite playing locally?
He is.
Yes,
Western
it's the show. In Westfield.
What's the show called?
It's the YMCA. YMCA
right.
Comedy for a Cause. I got that all written down. It's Friday, May 27th at Toccoa Country Club in Westfield, Mass. I got the web. I can do all that bullshit because I'm going to break his balls. I know this guy through my friend Chad, who's putting on this event for the local YMCA for his kids. And these two know each other through blah, blah, blah. And I'm just going to break his fucking balls the whole time because Chad's a fraud. He's not a fraud. He's an awesome guy. But I was just on the phone with Jonathan 10 minutes ago because he's in a fucking Lyft. Watch this picture. That guy's in a Lyft.
There he is.
Oh, there it is.
I
You
told you,
weren't
brother.
kidding. You weren't
Bro,
kidding, dude.
it looks like the end of Michael Clayton, where George Clooney just like stares off for like 25 minutes as the credits are going. I'm like, dude, that is. But I stayed for it. That's the kind of movie star he is. That's the charisma he brings. It's so much.
It's amazing that you sound really great compared to Isaiah, who has an actual microphone and like a mixing board and everything. And it sounds like he's on a friggin' bag phone from 1987. That's what it sounds like.
It might be my first fucking audition tape I'm doing now in 2022 for you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
It
man.
sounds like you're also working the drive-thru at Burger King.
Fuck.
So if you,
This is what we're gonna do.
You're like, guys,
Fuck
give me a
all of
second.
you.
I
Fuck all
gotta
of you.
order for chicken fries.
Oh. Would you like fries with that, sir, or would you like a shake? What do you need?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It really does
I'll
sound
work
like
on
that.
it. All right,
And
eat my
speaking of
dick.
Burger King, the last guest we had on the show was Dane Cook, and Isaiah managed to do Dane Cook's entire act to Dane Cook. So just get ready to hear your entire act back at you, Jonathan.
Yeah, that wasn't
prefer
uncomfortable.
It that way. It means I don't have to do shit.
See, he fucking appreciates it, bastards. He appreciates it. Do I not sound like the McDonald's drive-thru anymore?
You see, look at that. You're using your earbuds now, and you've got what, like a $500 microphone, and the earbuds sound way better. There's
Then
something
here
wrong
we
over
are.
there. All right.
See, hey, Jonathan, isn't this better than doing like wacky morning shows? Hey, everybody, it's Jonathan Kite. Thanks for coming on the big show.
I'm right here.
No,
I'm
you're
right
not. But
fucking
but
here, man.
But you don't do those kinds of morning shows. Jonathan was on one. I won't name names, but it was like, hey, everybody, good morning. Skies are blue, lights are green. Jonathan Kite was on a show for 2 years. Jonathan's like, no, Broke Girls was 6 years, asshole. But thanks for fucking paying attention.
Well, when you do the impression of me, I sound angry, but I was more. You know what? Here, the problem is like I guess they're all. I forgive them because it's like they're getting thrown into this thing and they're trying to keep up this. I'm not going to say fake, but this produced energy in these little segments. And you have to sort of come in there. And the thing is, what I'm used to is telling my publicist to be like, hey, can we not talk about this, and the Holocaust? And then like we get on the air and they're like, hey, Jonathan Kite, real quick, what's your opinions of the Holocaust? And like, it's the first thing out of their mouth. Or if I'm like, listen, it's like 3 a.m, I can't really do impressions right now. And they're like, we're just going to start with impressions for 15 minutes straight. And then at the very end of the interview, they're like, all right, well, catch him on New Girl. And I'm like, that's not right. And then like, interview's over. And it's like, so it's like, I've been through so much of it, dude. When I was in, I did morning TV. I did Foxx Morning in New York, when the show was at the height. And the guest hosts they thought, I didn't realize this until they said it, but they're going along with the plot of the show. And it's live. And I'm trying not to be a dick. And I realized they're talking about How I Met Your Mother. And
my God.
And then this woman goes, she goes, that show's always on in our house. How great is that show? And I'm like, that is a great show. I am not on that show, but I've heard nothing but good things. And I'm glad that your family enjoys it. And it was like the most awkward thing in the world. But it's like, so much of it is like, I feel like they're getting a strip of paper like Walter Cronkite at the news desk. Yeah. Where they're like, this just in, and then it's like they don't read the damn,
That's exactly what it is. Believe me, I've been doing morning radio for a long time. That's exactly, they get handed a one sheet. They look at it I've seen guys do this. They look at it 5 minutes before the guest gets on the air, or even worse, while the guest is on, and they're just kind of going along with it. And you're absolutely right, man. What always makes me cringe is like with comedians like you who do a lot of impressions. Do they tell you beforehand, or do they just launch into like, hey, what would Barack Obama say about this? Or hey, what? Yeah, without giving you warning or anything like that.
Well, I think it's because it's like a magic trick that you don't have to see, because it's like it's one of the things where they're trying to fill the time more than anything. Yeah. And a lot of time, by the way, I got very lucky with Two Broke Girls because so many of the people that I could genuinely, one of the hosts, like 95% of the time, was like, I love this show. I've seen every episode. Tell me about this. But then there was that 5% where they just didn't see the show, which is probably more common than not. Like if you're on a show, the odds that everybody is watching it, so they got to sort of figure out something, and they're not going to, for 5 minutes, not going to binge or do clip, but impression, they know everybody knows this, and so it's their way of just sort of like get, not dance monkey, but like, get you to go through some stuff and really fill the time, and not really, there's no substance there.
But God forbid they actually use Google, and maybe before they know you're coming on, I don't know, watch at least one episode, or I don't know, look at your website maybe.
I don't make any, assumptions about what their budget is. Maybe they don't have Google. I don't know.
Google's fucking free.
Listen, you tell them.
Is it?
Yeah, but if you're skimming Google like 5 minutes before he's on, you're only gonna, you're doing the Cliff Notes version.
We're paying with our information.
Exactly, Jonathan.
Our personal information.
Right.
No, but I don't, you know what? The truth is, like, if it's fun, it's fun. The worst, I will tell you that I've said this before. So when people would ask me about having sex with the girls, that was like the one thing on live radio where I was like, what are you talking? And that really was like these like stereotype, like these boners in the morning. Right. It's like, what's up? It's Scooter and the Nerd. Like, and everything was like it's like sound effect. It's like, and it's so like, and they're like, well, let us get to it. How many times have you and the girls had sex? And it was just like, I'm like, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Number one, it's like so tactless, but also it's like, do you really, what do you expect me to say on this, like, douchey radio program?
You have to Google Family Guys. What is Seth MacFarlane's
Dingo
version
and the
of that?
Baby?
Oh my
Dingo
fucking
and
God.
The Baby.
Have you seen that? That is it. It's the full on every button, and here we go.
It's funny because it's true.
Exactly.
Comedy has a lot of truth in it, and that has a lot of truth in it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be, if it wasn't true, we wouldn't laugh. And I'll tell you, I've been on a lot of those types of shows.
Yeah.
This is definitely
not one of those shows.
Well, I'll let you know at the end.
Okay.
So Jonathan, were you always the class clown?
Hey, everybody.
When did you realize you were funny?
I probably was. I don't think my teachers would call me that. I think comedy is all about perspective, because I think that they probably looked at me as somebody who, I know, was incredibly disruptive. I think the class enjoyed me, and I'm really there for the fans. I'm not there for the education.
See, he's so conditioned to kooky morning shows, he thought that was a real question.
Oh yeah.
No, I'll still answer the question.
Clearly.
Just in case. I
don't want to be somebody who's like pass.
Right.
Hey, it's just like asking a hockey player, what do you got to do to win, as a joke, and that more pucks than that. We got to cycle in the neutral zone. It's
it's like asking anybody post game, because I'm a huge NBA guy. Like, those post game interviews are so stupid because it's like they just lost the game or they just won the game, and it's like they don't have any new information. Like it's not live. It's like when people talk about football, like it happened for like 6 minutes. Football for me, when we talk so much about the thing that just happened, I see like the lead up to it, but right after, I'm like, one team won, one team lost. What are you gonna say?
How do you feel about that loss, Coach? It sucks. Next question.
And those are like the only questions they ask too. Because like when I covered the Bruins for WEI for a year, I was just like, I barely asked any hockey questions. I was like, everyone's asking the same thing. Like, what do you need to do to win? I'm like, I think you know the answer, guy.
You got to score more than the other team.
No way.
Well, they just asked Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and that press conference for the Suns was just so painful. And it's that
was awful.
But I go, but it was a blowout, obviously one of the craziest game sevens we've ever seen. But it's also like, they had a bad game. It hadn't happened during the season, but they were Iraqi. The interview morning radio show, they had to fill the time. They were there. Right. They have to print something. So they're just asking, and then Chris Paul's like, they're like, yeah, we didn't score as much. I was like, what do you want them to say? So I think that the problem is that the idea like, I think coming at it from just like, how's your something like crazy or off the cuff is always, I think, better for interviews. Because you're right, when you do press tours for stuff, they ask you the same questions every single time. So then you're like, what is it like to do this and what is it like to do that? And it's like, and I don't mind it, but it just feels like nobody's getting any new information from your site.
Right. Yeah. That's why I love Bill Belichick. I think he gives the best press conferences in sports, because he has that exact, what you were just saying, Jonathan, that exact attitude where it's like, I have to be out here. I am going to give less than the minimum, less than the bare minimum.
Right. I'm obligated to be here.
Who's watching those interviews being like, I wonder what went wrong? It's like, you can recap the game. It's so funny because I think that a lot of that stuff, I mean, an instant reaction to something where you don't even have time to process it, especially in sports, which is like a delayed, it's like a car crash, right? When you're looking at that son's getting their asses blown out, like you're watching them, it's like a car crash that you can't turn away from. I actually checked my phone, swear to God, never had this happen. Thought I was having a dementia, because I saw the TV and I was like, oh, there must be a glitch in the matrix, because it says they have 34 points in the third quarter. And it's like, we're all watching this sort of like, again, like up to like the town that you just blew up and go, so how did that feel? Like right after you don't have any answer,
it felt amazing to get absolutely slaughtered on global television for an NBA game.
It meant, it felt amazing to be a part of the Hunger Games.
Right, exactly. So you're a big NBA fan. Tell me your inspiration with Wilt Chamberlain. Tell me where because that has something to do with one of your characters. Obviously, you're a ball fan.
But well, dude, Wilt Chamberlain was around a lot of women that were ball fans.
And you're around a lot of women that are ball fans. I see it now. I got it.
I mean, what's crazy is that I'm the idea that Wilt Chamberlain has those stories about sleeping with like, what is it, 100,000 women or something?
Yeah.
It's I mean, hey buddy, when did you have time to play basketball
and play it fucking really well?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen 100,000 women.
No, that was pre-internet. So it's like, by the way, where was he meeting? Was there literally just like, how they do meet and greets? Was it just like a kissing booth where it's just sort of like we're trying to break the record? Where they, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm just imagining how many guys does he have setting this up? Because it wasn't like there wasn't emails or anything, or like he couldn't put out like a blast.
There were knocks on doors. That's it.
Yeah, he was. That's what the name of that porn was called, Grassroots. And he was just going into plow some fields, and you get what I'm doing. And so I always thought that was the funniest. So when people would ask me, that was the thing, by the way, that the thing that you're quoting, I know exactly what you're talking about. That came from people would be like, what was your inspiration for Oleg? They asked me that forever, and I would be like, oh, I combined two of my heroes, and I said Wilt Chamberlain and porn star Vlad the Impaler. And
Vlad the Impaler.
That's not real. And I was like, you just got it, because they this stage, and then you get bored of the reality, so you just start making stuff up.
Right. Because Vlad the Impaler wasn't a fucking porn star; he was a vampire.
Allegedly, Isaiah.
Maybe. Well. I think a vampire actually is a porn star, because what did Dracula do? He bit you and then probably fucked you to death.
Well, Dracula had sex with 100,000 women like Wilt Chamberlain. It just took Dracula 500 years to do that.
Got it. I see what I get it. I get it.
Right.
This is why we wanted to have him on the show to ask these questions.
Bro, if we don't ask, we can't figure out. We got to get to the bottom of this.
So where are you currently driving to? You called me earlier and you're like, I landed. You're going somewhere. Where are you off to?
Oh, did we lose him?
Is he off to the moon?
He's out in the sticks of New York.
No, Jonathan, if you can hear me, your face is frozen on Zoom, but it's not one of like these. It's actually a very attractive. You look really good, actually. This could be an 8x10 if you needed it.
Oh yeah, new headshot.
There you go. You're back. Maybe.
I don't know.
That could also be a headshot right there.
By the way, that was the name of Vlad the Impaler's porn headshots.
Right. Headshots. Perfect. I like you. Freeze for 2 minutes, come back, whack, Headshot.
Bam.
So
Yeah.
listen, the reason we wanted to help promote something. So, Jonathan, you and I, our mutual friend Chad Erickson, will tell the story about how you guys met. There's a show that you're doing for the YMCA Comedy for a Cause on Friday, May 27th, out at Toccoa Country Club in Westfield, Mass. That's your neck of the woods, Mike.
Well, I went to school out there. Yeah. So there's a long trail of empties, but yeah, Westfield's that whole area is beautiful out there. Yeah.
So he's doing stand up Friday, May 27th.
Wait, long trail of empties. I feel like that's the Wilt Chamberlin book.
Oh, fucking cheers.
No, he was filling vessels actually.
Then it should have been Vlad the Impaler because he's sucking the life out.
Right.
Did we tag him in this episode?
Yes. Tag everybody in this episode. But tickets for that show, you guys got to grab tickets. WestfieldYMCA.org. I wanted to make sure we got that plugged out there for Chad and everybody.
I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
The story about how you met Chad. So my buddy Chad Erickson, who worked in radio with me for years and voiceover talent, met you in fucking Puerto Rico. You guys were checking into the hotel. This is his story allegedly. So tell me how true this is, because he's also a lying shit. You guys met trying to check in early at your hotel, and you both couldn't get in. And apparently you were with a few ladies, he said, or one or two maybe. And,
a couple broke girls.
Well, yeah, here we go. Here goes Yuck Radio. You want, really,
Guys,
Josh?
we were doing so well.
Man.
What happened was,
thanks for coming on, Jonathan. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, guys, take care of yourself. No. I mean, the truth was, I was there and I couldn't check in, and he came over and was like, sort of, I was a little out of it, and he explained who he was, and I just thought like, oh, I didn't know anybody there except the girl, and it was crazy because we wound up hanging out with them the whole time, him and his lovely wife, and
Dawn's awesome.
We had a blast. Yeah, she's great, and we had a blast, and it was just a great experience. I literally left on the red eye the night after we had the season 6 wrap party of Broke Girls, and like I don't have a hard life. I'm not, but by the end of a season, when you're like going through the motions, like not that it's like senioritis, because I always thought the end of the season we were always the best we were, because we'd had like, you sort of get the flow of what, it's great. It reps as the year goes on, but at the end,
he's in the Lincoln Tunnel
again. This must be a talent when my Zoom.
No, Ray, he looks so good.
I know, and every time his Zoom freezes, he looks really good.
Or is he just doing an impression of someone who's frozen?
That's a good one.
I'm doing
like Daniel. You look like Daniel Day-Lewis right there.
Impression of Stephen Hawking.
Oh,
I'm doing Stephen Hawking. However, to know it, I am having a very good moment. But
one of your best impressions ever. Hold. Yeah. That's not a good look right there. That's a frozen one right there. That's not a good look.
God, that's great. How does he do that?
Jonathan Kite's mugshot.
He's going to a wedding tonight, and that's going to be your mugshot tomorrow on the Inquirer, dude. Sorry.
Dude, the Inquirer is going to be my new profile photo on LinkedIn.
Clearly. Where the fuck are you driving to? Tell that Uber driver to crank up his fucking Wi-Fi.
You know what's crazy is I'm so sorry. I am visiting. I'm going to the groom's house right now, and I've never been here before. And he lives on Long Island. And I was like, okay, don't you guys have fucking Wi-Fi? Goddamn Long Island. I should have it right now.
We could literally edit this up just into all the blurbs and weird faces and go, this is the Jonathan Kite that we know from Three Broke Girls.
Right.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, he's gone.
And now he's gone.
Did I say Three Broke Girls? Because I was thinking about the girl from fucking
Three Broke Girls that pissed him off, and now he's gone.
That's the sequel.
Dude, it was funny. Literally the way Chad, or the way he told me that they
Jonathan's flip phone. I didn't
even... That's fucking great. Fucking great.
I'm gonna have to be fine here. I just got dropped to a stranger's house. Who the fuck this is?
Yeah, their Wi-Fi is spectacular, bro. Jesus Christ. You'd think you'd think being on 14 broke girls, you'd have some fucking money.
Now we're up to 14.
I had to keep the
they're
number
broke.
wrong. They're broke.
We're all broke, dude. I met my friend. I look like I'm doing a virtual tour for Zillow. I'm like, here, guys, here's the house that we were talking about. And it's pretty great.
This is one of the strongest episodes we've ever done. Right? No, we can see your. Oh, there he is.
Now he's outside. He ditched the car.
I say just walk into the house, walk into the wife's office, and just sit down and say, I got shit I'm doing here. Sunshine.
All right. I'm going to tell them right now. They have no idea I'm here.
Oh, fuck. Hi, guys.
Oh, my God. The interview. It looks like we're surprising people.
No, this is, you're doing a national interview with, I don't even know who's a reputable fucking news thing anymore.
We are.
Ooh, that's a good earshot right there.
You have
just tell them we're Bosnian millionaires looking to invest in their property.
Why Bosnian?
Just the first thing that came to mind. Sorry, I don't know why.
When a Nigerian prince asks for your help, you give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm from Saudi Arabia and I have oil.
And I'm obviously Swedish. Oh, there he goes.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. The cops just tased him.
Oh, he'll be back.
This is like the best interview ever.
Oh, that's fucking great. He walked into a stranger's house and the woman went right to the neck.
He said, I've never been here before. I'm going to knock on the door. Long Island.
Oh.
Yeah, Long
Island. I know a lot of
the
people on Long Island are armed. So
yeah. Nobody has. I was going to say nobody has guns there, right?
They're like, come on in. You look.
Unfortunately, it's Amy Fisher's house, and he's going to get his head blown off.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm dating myself there. I totally
a little bit, Dad. Wow, slow down.
Amy
Fisher. Hold on.
I'm back,
and we're back.
Okay.
Dude, now I'm on the Wi-Fi. I don't know these people.
Are you serious?
That's okay.
You got their password.
But I got their password, and I'm good.
They got one of the nice staircases.
They do. I'm doing a virtual Zillow tour for the guys. If you're interested in buying this house, which I know you are.
It looks nice. Wow.
It's gorgeous.
It's
this is my childhood best friend getting married. He's a doctor.
Oh.
This is what doctors have. I'm an actor. I live in a goddamn Anne Frank attic. And I have to be super quiet.
No Holocaust jokes. I thought we talked about that at the beginning.
That was in the rider.
If I bring it up, I said wait for me to bring it up to my boss.
Okay.
Don't just generally just talk about Holocaust.
And then we'll run with it.
And then but softly and quietly.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah. We'll tiptoe with it. Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Jesus.
No Jews in the attic. Sorry.
Well, you can't say that.
That's not acceptable anymore.
Should we put the racist cock over that, Isaiah?
That's bad.
No, leave it in. Who cares?
All right.
I can't wait for them to play this on the YMCA website, Jonathan.
Yeah. This is more of a JCC website kind of.
Exactly.
Well, so are you guys coming out to the show? What are we doing?
Oh God,
I don't know I'm trying to remember what we were talking about before you got tased.
It was how Chad and Jonathan met. They were in Puerto Rico and they're both trying to check into their hotel. And so Chad recognized him and walks up, and Chad was doing the voiceover work for Mom and for Two Broke Girls on CBS. And he was this is Chad. He doesn't give a fuck, shameless bitch. He's like, yeah, I was literally just about to go up to my hotel room and do the voiceover work for your show. And Jonathan must have been like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm just looking to get laid and get into my fucking room. And then they hung out for a week.
And then Chad and I had sex. That's the way that story sounded like it ended. That's the way it sounded like it just ended. Like, I'm just looking to get laid, man. And then they just hung out. I'm like, oh.
If we can make that a promo for Chad, that'd be great. He'll share that all over social.
Who says he hasn't? He's really good with Photoshop.
Exactly. YMCA Comedy for a Cause, Friday, May 27th, Toccoa Country Club, Westfield, Mass. Tickets at westfieldymca.org. That's coming up on the 27th. We're going to be out there looking for, dude, this is going to be fucking great. This is going to be
I think it's going to be a great show. I'm excited about it. And, we'll just get hammered and have a blast.
Oh, you're a drinker? We're in big trouble.
Oh, buddy. Look at my face. Am I a drinker? Jesus Christ! It looked like I needed 4 scotches to get off the plane.
I was going to mention meth, but I thought that would be too much.
No, they don't. It's hard to get that into airports because dogs are really looking for it.
Yeah. You know, you can sneak in the Fireball, no problem. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. I just buy it at the old duty free.
How long can you stay on this in a stranger's house? Can you take us into where the people are and just what's in that cup? First of all,
you're at the groom's house, right? Is that what? Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
we really thought you were walking up to a stranger's house. I'm like, it's Long Island. Nobody has guns there. You should be safe.
You got the Wi-Fi password. This is good.
That's my pitch.
On Long Island, the Wi-Fi password was Trump 2020. So,
right.
Dude, it's the Wi-Fi password is Trump 2024.
Right.
That's right, man.
Yup, it is.
Oh my God. See, this is good. We haven't asked you any hokey questions, asked you to do any impressions.
Oh, I want to ask some hokey questions
Oh,
about
Jesus, don't fuck this up.
Come on, Dad, stop embarrassing me. Because you got to work with Jamie Foxx, which is cool,
True.
But even cooler to me, you got to work with David Allen Grier.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
How is that? That's one of those guys who's like solid in everything he does. Even if the movie, I know, right? Even if the movie's bad, David Allen Grier is usually the best part of the movie.
Boring.
He's amazing. He really is a special talent, and it was great to work with him because I loved Live in Color growing up. Was one of my favorite shows. I was just glad that he and I were able to. I never met him before, weirdly enough. But we had mutual friends, but I never met him until I was on that set, and we had a fucking blast, man. That we were always just trying to bust each other up, dude, calling each other out in front of the crew. Just really making people, putting people on edge. It was great, and we did it. Here's the craziest thing. We shot that show pre-vaccine 2020. So really? we were the only show, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about, like living on the. We filmed it August through November at Netflix Studios, which was pretty great. It was.
You say he just got get the fuck off the phone. Let's go.
No, he literally he said this. I have a new house. So take your shoes off. I'm like, these shoes are
yeah.
He's been walking around in circles, tracking mud from fucking LaGuardia the whole time. What a dick.
Oh my God. Is this the office of like the richest guy I know?
Oh my God. Look at the wall behind you.
What's happening?
Dude, this smells like money in here.
It's built with money.
The blocks have their own lights.
Pretty fucking great. He's the best. This guy who's getting married, he's just, I'm not here to plug the show. I'm here to plug him. Yeah. And he plugged Chad.
Hey-o! Chad likes it in the ass, apparently.
Welcome back to Plug Nug.
What kind of doctor is he?
He's an ear, nose, and throat surgeon.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Which is weird that his best friend, me, sounds like he needs all the surgery for ear, nose, and throat.
Maybe that's why you're there. He's going to be like, Jonathan,
thank you for the wedding. It's right.
This is a fucking intervention for your clogged up fucking head.
Yeah, it's like a nasal canal intervention.
Oh my God. Yeah. I need it, dude. I need what's funny is I had been told I could get it fixed, right? My face and whatnot and my nose, but not plastic surgery, but where they go in there and they kind of go and they go, it's going to change the way you do your impressions. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to relearn. It's too,
don't fuck with it now. No.
That's scary.
My nose is like Jules' teeth. We've come this far.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Or tits.
Well, that's what they said about Freddie Mercury. Like they said, you're rich enough now. Why don't you get your teeth fixed? And he's like, because it'll change my voice.
Yeah, well, he also, because of the size of his mouth and he could hit like, I think it was like 2 or 3 extra notes.
Yeah.
Because of it. Yeah. But absolutely. And also it's a signature, for me, I think people sort of know what I sound like now, and it wouldn't be, I mean,
you can't do that. A doctor can tell you that, but a doctor doesn't realize what you do and how you've crafted what you do.
Well, also I look sleepy. And so it doesn't hurt that I sound sleepy because people are just.
I get paid to be.
That helps with your Vince Vaughn impression too, because he always looks tired.
Yeah,
no, but Vince Vaughn looks like he's always been up solving a murder,
or someone who committed the murder.
Well,
Right.
that's the movie, buddy. Spoiler alert.
Ew.
No, but he's up. You know, he's very. I have the kind of look of a guy who's like, you know, an '80s cop who's drinking coffee out of a styrofoam cup at a White Hen pantry.
Oh yeah.
Good,
Who's like,
Paul. Good, Paul.
We are not finding this girl.
On the job. Been on the job for 30 years.
And this is a comedy.
Years.
You could do you could do a reboot of Cold Case. Cold Case, semicolon. We're not finding this girl.
Wait, is that off the air? Did Cold Case go off the air?
I don't know.
And also, did the White Hen Pantry go off the air? I haven't seen a White Hen.
Yeah.
Dude,
unfortunately, those are all gone. Yeah.
Is there no White Hen pantries left? Are you sure?
I don't know. In Chicago, where I'm from, I don't see them anymore whenever I go home.
They used to be all over the place here, and I loved them because they actually had like a deli inside of them. And that's like when I was in high school in Natick, that's where we used to go to hang out at like 2 a.m, you know, after like smoking weed, and we'd get sandwiches and hang out in the parking lot. And yeah, I miss White Hen. We got a 7-Eleven now, and it's all taquitos.
I used to love White Hen. My mom and my Aunt Dee worked together at a White Hen.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Yes.
All I have is I'm Googling it. All you get is like old school pictures. And when you put in Google White Hen Pantry, you get White Eagle Pantry, White Dove Pantry, and 7-Eleven.
Ooh.
I think they're gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. Moment of silence.
Yeah, guys. I got to pour some of my scotch out for the Fallen Hens.
And we're back.
Which is also a book that Wilt Chamberlin wrote, Fallen Hens.
And hens.
100,000 fallen hens.
Bro, he goes, and it just says cluck it.
Oh, can we just go hard with this material at the YMCA on the 27th?
Bro, I'm running my hour for you right now.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I gotta tell Chad. Chad, you're paying Jonathan, right? Yeah, we kept him on at a guy's house in Long Island for 3 hours, so there ain't no show.
Bro, he's paying me in White Hen Pantry gift cards.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
I'm clucked.
Hard to tell you.
Clucked. Oh, very good.
All right, do you need to go? You're the best man at this wedding, right?
Yeah, I'm one of two. It's his brother and then me. And it's
what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Yeah, you got to give the speech.
No, you know what I asked? I think they're only doing like 2 speeches, which, by the way, if I'm being honest, I prefer, because I actually told him this yesterday. I have been to so many weddings where I will get to a wedding. This happened to me, the one I'm thinking of, but it's happening probably like 10 times. Where I go, oh, I'm not going to speak because they would have gone over it with me. I went to my buddy's wedding in Ireland. He has a huge Irish family. There's like 10 brothers. They all speak, but he goes, listen, can you be the last speech?
Oh God.
Can you close the show?
Can you headline my wedding? And I'm going, brother, what are you talking about? No. And he was like, the family would love it if it's like I was doing a corporate gig in Ireland, and it was ridiculous because they all had heartwarming stories, and I was doing impressions of celebrities that couldn't be at the wedding.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you, it was that stupid. It was like that stupid.
They loved it though. Did they love it?
They thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I'm like,
that was good.
But another time it worked out, I'll tell you, I went to, and I know I'm just like saying that how much I travel, but a really dear friend of mine got married in Australia, and I wound up closing out the speeches doing a bit as David Letterman, top 10 ways you know you're at Gene and Adam's wedding. And we wrote that, me and this guy wrote that like right then and there. And that was like, every speech at that wedding was like crushed. Like the dad was so funny. It was like a Gary Marshall film. Like everybody was so fucking hilarious. The bridesmaid, the maid of honor, crushed. And so at the end, everybody was funny. Nobody had a moment of like, can I get serious here for a second? Mm-hmm. And so everybody just did like their best A-list material. And so I went up at the end as a summation. So that really worked out. But don't have me go after 10 Irish siblings who are talking
heartfelt.
Yeah, can we raise a glass again in the middle of the speech here? And we're just getting drunker and drunker as it goes on. It's sort of the last guy who's up there. He's doing a speech that's not even a part of the wedding. The bride, her face was like this by the end of the last speech. She was just like, because the guy, I was like, and then there's that time in college when we were up there and you were saying like, don't have another drink, and I'm saying I'm gonna have a drink, and it was like, it's going so fucking off the rails right now, and then had to have me get up there. So like by then, somebody should have retired that pitcher, like, and I shouldn't have been the closer. We should have just gone to the dance floor. But then I was like, you believe it? Donald Trump wanted to be here.
Wait, so they had you do David? Like I thought you were gonna say at all of these they were gonna have you do Vince Vaughn because of Wedding Crashers.
Oh yeah, I'm not a talker.
Brides like that movie. I saw it twice in the theaters because it's about two guys just go and plow bridesmaids all day. I don't know. I love the movie, and I will not apologize for that, woke internet. And but I don't. I think that I did Vince, maybe Tom, or whatever I did. But I remember the only one that like was. And by the way, I think that I am probably 10 for 10, crushing. But the one that so funny, it was like not even that I was super funny, even though I think everybody just enjoyed it because this guy played like a Paul Schaefer, and I had the guy in the drum set, like, and I go top 10, reasons you're at their wedding, and I go number 10, and I went through a top 10, and every time we would hit it, I would point. And my buddy Rafi was like doing a Paul Schaefer, but he wasn't. He was just like, "Yeah, I love you, Dave. You're funny." And then the guy in the
you're great, excellent,
and he would give me a rim shot. So that felt like, and we threw that together in like 20 minutes.
Nice.
And that was really, 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 really fun.
I got to tell you, your impressions that you do, and I'm not going to ask you to do any, but I think it's funny that you do like Christopher Walken, and you do like Obama and Trump, and you do them really well, and a lot of people do them, but you do like just like these rant, like Seth Rogen. Who does Seth Rogen?
Nobody.
Well,
nobody does Seth Rogen.
My age, I was just like, I didn't want to be like, there's an older generation that did like De Niro and Pacino and Chris Walken and what's his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And at some point, like I can do those impressions, but a younger generation who reveres them and puts them on a pedestal, number one, doesn't maybe have the same connection, and number two, they're probably tired of hearing, I feel like, an older generation be like, the guy at the party whose parlor trick is like, wow, Chris Walken, ooh, more cowbell, and you're like, yeah, man, we all love that sketch on Saturday Night Live. Did you need anything else? And so for me, I was like, if I was going to do impressions, I really wanted to do people that I'd never heard people do before. And that was really important to me. And so like doing Seth Rogen, and by the way, I'm a pretty liberal guy, I wouldn't say that I'm Democrat or Republican, but I don't like, I do Rush Limbaugh, and I don't like Rush Limbaugh. I never did. I don't it's not a political thing. So he was one of the guys that I had to learn that I didn't love because I was making fun of him so much, and he was so current at the time. And guys like Trump, who I've been doing Trump for a decade. I've been doing him for so long because he was on The Apprentice. I mean, it's like people forget how long he's been. But other than that, most of the people that I do, I truly love these people because I'm not going to sit there and watch like 400 hours of somebody that I'm hate learning. There's just put my energy, because there's a lot of guys that do political impressions or whatever where they're like, oh, I hate Obama, so I'm going to learn Obama so I can make fun of him. And I go, and I just think maybe that's them. God bless them and their families. But it's like, come on, that's not a good use of my time personally. So it's like, unless I have to do something, I got paid to do Trump a lot. So I really worked. I'd already been doing him forever in stand up. And then I would watch more of him because it was money. It's not that I like enjoyed listening to the ramblings of a madman.
But it was like you actually sounded like Trump. You weren't sounding like an impression of somebody doing an impression.
I can't. That's the other reason why. And that's a great point that you bring up, because I think that way. I have friends that do impressions. Like I have a guy who does like this. We were doing impression the other day, and he was doing a George Lucas, and it like blew my mind. And I was
random George Lucas.
I'm hearing him do it, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to do your impression. Like I want to do my own. version of it. I don't want to ever be accused, because most people who do Christopher Walken are doing an impression of an impression of an impression. It's like Inception impression.
Yeah.
You're not. Christopher Walken is such a specific. When you listen to him and then you listen to impressions of him, rarely do people sound like him.
Right.
And the thing about Chris is, when he gets older, he has a very high-pitched voice because he's been talking for a very long time. And so people don't know, you know what I mean? So like you also, when you do it, for me, when I do somebody, I want to do, like, this is all 70s Chris. He didn't really have, like,
that's Deer Hunter Chris.
Exactly. That is exactly who I do in that. And then, but now when you hear him, he's sort of old. Tired. There's a little bit of a higher. Thank you so much. Right here, of course.
What about Chris walking at the table with a gun to his head? That's an interesting tone.
Going this. Wow.
I think that's so good. With the Seth Rogen thing, I never thought of that. It's like, because I thought maybe you like knew him and it was just something you already knew how to do, but it's I get it now. It's like, you're right. You got to throw something out there that's unique that nobody else will do. Because I don't know anybody else who does Seth Rogen.
Well, and how much weed did you have to smoke to really get in the mindset of him?
A lot.
Exactly.
The thing about that I tried to do with Seth Rogen is the not high. I tried it because I did that.
When the fuck is that voice?
Well, the one where he's just sort of like freaking out in a movie. He goes, I don't know where we're supposed to be, and you said you were going to be here, and you're not here.
That's the Seth Rogen on acid voice. You got to realize
that's him just like freaking out because he's not high. Whereas when he's high, he's sort of like sits back.
Wow.
Oh my God. I am stoned most of the time.
Yeah, it's the laugh, man. You got the laugh down.
Like I saw
what was Rogen? What was Rogen was in the Tommy Lee movie? That was completely like, obviously knew it was him, but I heard it was
great.
He was very on Seth Rogen.
Very on Seth. I mean, it got a little bit much. He was the contractor building. Tommy Lee had obviously all the fame in the world. He's Pamela Anderson, all the stuff, and he's walking around in the fucking boner bather. And Tommy Lee is basically ordering this guy around to do like move my sex bed, which took you 6 months to make, over here because I want it. And then he's so rich, but this is the guy. His character was the guy that got a hold of the sex tape.
Well, when you talk about Seth, when Seth, normally that's the thing. When you learn people, I always say this. You have to learn people from their movies, because the idea that you would hear, like when you hear Jason Statham, he has a very high voice, but it doesn't read well on a mic. So a lot of guys who have a really high voice who are actors, because the boom mic is right here. And this is also the cover photo for Wilt Chamberlain's book. And so, but if you have a really high pitch, it doesn't pick up on the mic as well. So when you hear these guys in interviews, you realize that they drop their voice so much for movies so that they can get picked up. So same with Seth Rogen. It's Seth Rogen in life. He's just sort of like what's up, guys? Normal guy, sort of like, how are you? Good to be here, But that's not how people know him. So when you're doing an impression for people on stage, like when I do Tom Hanks, I do him as Woody from Toy Story. Because it's like I can do him from Saving Private Ryan, but it's like that's not really what people are familiar with.
Right.
Well, it's different because it's an intense thing. Like if you look at Tom Hanks, you go from the Woody character, big, go back to all the things. I'm going way back in his career, but the things his voice doing, and Saving Private Ryan is probably more a distressed sound.
Yeah, it's not. I guess when you're doing stand up and you're doing an impression, I guess you'd want to do something as opposed to Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. You'd probably want to do something like Toy Story.
Well, I do. I mean, I used to do a joke about Philadelphia. I was like, how good of an actor Tom Hanks is? Look at him and Magic Johnson. Who do you think actually has AIDS?
Okay.
I was like, how good of an actor you have to be? I go, Tom Hanks, that guy can play anything except a supportive father to Chet Hanks.
Oh, I don't know, man.
No,
Chad's the one that wants to be like a Jamaican rapper, right?
Oh, dude, totally playing. I say this very publicly. Tom Hanks is my idol, and I like, I love him. That was like when I got that impression, I was like, dude, to me, that was like the greatest thing ever, because I love Tom Hanks. I've seen all of his movies. My parents took me to see Big in the theaters when I was a little boy, and that just like made my life. I just was like, this is the coolest movie ever. And I love, Joe versus the Volcano. The Burbs is one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah, that's an underrated movie.
Dude, it's incredible. And he is so friggin' funny in it that it's like, I think people need to give it a rewatch if they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done an impression for Tom Hanks? Of Tom Hanks?
His people who know his family very well. I went into to work with a coach on something, and he goes, "Oh, I heard you do a really good Tom Hanks impression." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. I've never met him, but I think it sounds like him, but maybe it doesn't." And he picked up his phone and he started dialing, and he goes, "Have you ever met his wife?" And I go, "No, I've never met his wife." And he goes, "I'm going to call her right now." I go, "Please don't do that."
Oh my God.
His wife, and have me get on the phone and just start being like, "Hi, how are you?" It's like, dude, that's not.
Does he work for morning radio?
Yeah, dude. Well, I think he's best friends with their family. Like, he's incredibly close with them. And he goes, "I think your impression is dead on, and I think they would really love it." And I said, I would love to show Tom Hanks my impression, but I'd love to do it in person where he knows that it's coming from a place of like love and absolute admiration and respect. And just, I just think he's the best. Because I think it's weird when you tell people that you do impressions of them. It's like, what are they supposed to say?
Right.
Right. Like, oh, that's
sometimes
good.
they see things that they don't realize that they do, maybe, and they'll see themselves and well, that's annoying. Is that really me?
Dude, exactly. And so, it is what it is. Hopefully I'll meet him one day and be able to share, because I do a bunch of stand-up about him and how I just think he's the best, and about
Did his wife pick up the phone?
No, I was like, "Please don't call," and I was like, "Please," and I'm like, "Give me your phone, please. Just give me your phone."
Now, do you prefer them do you prefer the people that you're doing an impression of to not know that you're doing it? Because I remember when I was in high school, when I also do stand up, but like my first experience writing comedy or for radio, I would call into the station WAF that I ended up being on, as former Bruin Cam Neely, and I was known as the fake Cam Neely guy. And there was my parents and family members would always try and if they ever met Cam, they would try and tell him "Oh, he's the fake Cam guy," because they knew that Cam Neely knew that I was him, but I didn't want him to know because it didn't sound like him. I was just doing an exaggerated version of him.
Yeah.
I was like, I can see how he would see that's offensive, but my dad ended up telling him while I was standing in front of him, he's like, "That was the fake Cam Neely guy on WAF."
My God.
Why did you just do that?
Context, right? Because it's like, I think when people do see my impressions, I've done Vince Vaughn for Vince Vaughn, and I have friends that in Hollywood that are mutual friends of these people, and they can tell. I'm not making fun of I do take the piss out of Trump, and I did it with Rush. But, I don't even when I do Biden, it's not that I'm not trying to be I'm trying to have a take on somebody, but for the most part, it's coming from a place of love and respect. I'm not trying to be a barnacle on their career and sort of take the piss out of them. And because I think that there's something very, these people inspire me, to be honest with you. And I think guys like Seth Rogen, Vince Vaughn, Tom Hanks, whoever, Obama, certainly. I mean, I'm from Illinois. I'm the boy, the tour that I'm doing right now is called the Boy from Illinois tour. And, I love when I found out that Obama, I was like, "Let's go." I'm like, we had Lincoln, now we got Obama. And I do a good Lincoln impression, but nobody really remembers what he sounds like. And, but, and that's the truth. And I know that other people aren't like that. There's some people who kind of go, they do an impression of somebody and you're not sure. But for me, I want people to know, for the most part, it is coming from a place of respect and it's not mean-spirited.
Well, it's been awesome having you on, man. I know you got to go and do your best man duties, whatever that is, get the bachelor party going and line up the hookers and things like that.
Do stuff. You want to say anything to Chad Erickson before we go? Because we'll definitely send him a clip. So if you want to do an impression ragging on Chad and his fucking,
Can you do Chad?
I bet I could if I heard him long enough. I mean, I don't tend to do. I used to do friends and family growing up, and then I still do some buddies, like some guys that'll be at the wedding. I do.
I mean, you could literally tell Chad to fuck off in a Chris Walken voice, and it would make my day.
Chad, here's the deal. Okay. Off. Well, fuck. Off. Fuck off.
No, I love Chad. Dude, it was great chatting with you guys. Thanks for making the time. Sorry about the lack of Wi-Fi, but
that was fun. That made it was funny, man. It was great. We love having you on. Thank you.
We're gonna see you, man. Listen, YMCA Comedy for a Cause, Friday, May 27th, Toccoa Country Club, Westfield, Mass. Tickets at westfieldymca.org. Can't wait to meet you in person, brother. We're gonna torture Chad.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
The entire time you're at the table with him, just use the Chris Walken voice and never break character. He'll be like, "What the fuck? Is he still doing that?" I'm like, "No, I had a deal. I paid him to do it
for an hour." I'm just gonna do an hour of stand up as Chris.
Jesus.
Chris from Deer Hunter.
Yes.
Just with a gun.
Wow. Here's a gun with a bullet.
I'm about to die.
That's my big closer.
All right. Wilt Chamberlin, everybody. Thanks for coming on the show.
There you go.
Thanks, Take care.
All right. Thanks a lot,
guys.
man.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, it's fucking great. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can come to that. It'll be fun. It's Chad's kids. Chad's daughter's my goddaughter, so we've been friends for a long, long time. And he asked me about this a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, "Yeah, have the guy on." I didn't realize it was that fucking funny.
And it's directly benefiting the Y. It's a YW or YM?
The YMCA in Westfield. So they live in Westfield, Mass. And and Chad and Dawn, their two daughters, Natalie and Vivian, their mom and dad are just huge supporters of that area. And they did a lot for Vivian's school, St. Mary's, for years. Nice. And now they're supporting the YMCA. And he told me about the show. I'm like, and I asked Josh. Josh was like, "Jesus Christ, have the guy on." I didn't realize he was that fucking funny.
I mean, so many people do a Christopher Watt. Like, that's such a hacky impression.
Yeah,
but he does it so good.
Right. Yeah, but again, it's like I mentioned the Rogan thing because it's so unique, and he's absolutely right. You got to set yourself apart somehow, and everybody does some kind of walking.
Yeah,
not to
Arnold
Schwarzenegger. Right. It's like I used to work with guys who Billy West is.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Right. So he did Ren and Stimpy, and he's the Honey Nut Cheerio Bee, and he's done tons of stuff.
Did you work with him when you were at BCN?
Yeah, when I was an intern, he was newly sober and surprisingly nice for someone who's newly sober. He's a great guy, but he did Larry from the Three Stooges.
No way.
And I just remember someone said he was doing Larry as a bit or something like that. And I remember I was one of the writers or whatever. They were like, "Who does Larry?" Like it's either Curly or Shep, right? But who does an imitation of Larry? And he did, and he would use it though. He would use it in certain situations and stuff. But it's like that's how you set yourself apart.
That's the same thing with impressions with Vince Vaughn. Everyone does an Owen Wilson. The amount of movies they've done together, it's like nobody Vince Vaughn and Tom Hanks. I've been like, I feel like that there's an impression there, but I can't figure it out because the impressions I can do are based off of Kevin Barbie's impressions. Or
what impressions can you do? I want to hear some. Go. That's a good one.
There's a bunch I could do. Like Christopher Walken I can do, but
let's hear it. Go.
But then I don't.
Is that Christopher Walken thinking? Because you nailed it.
What am I gonna say? It's just.
I was there.
Yeah,
was good.
Hunter.
A little bit.
One bullet. It's crazy.
That's pretty good.
It's cute.
Is it
I thought that was pretty good. Yeah.
Not as good as his, though.
Yeah, but he's been doing it. He's been getting paid to do it.
Yeah, he goes to like coaches and stuff like that, man. The guy's like constantly working on his craft.
But like I'm saying, I do impressions of Rich Little's impressions. I do impressions of
Rich
his
Little.
impressions.
Wow. That's a little bit of an old reference for you.
I know.
That's something like I would say.
Do Rich Little. Go ahead.
Rich Little doing Jimmy Stewart.
That was Sean Connery.
Right?
Blue. He was my dog. It was gone.
No, that's like a
Jimmy
90-year-old
Stewart.
Christopher Walken. No. I don't know.
That sounded like the beginning of Fuel from Metallica. Give me fuel, give me fire. I mean, that's what I heard.
From an old man who lost his dentures.
That too.
Well, that's the Jimmy Stewart I knew.
Oh, okay.
An old man who lost his dentures.
All right.
You should work this into your next stand-up. You should do impressions. I think
Josh, that's a terrible suggestion. Don't do it.
Thank you.
Well, I'm doing it so he can bomb and I can sit there and be like, I told you not to.
Oh, he
do
doesn't need you to tell him how to bomb.
Oh,
I've been doing it for years.
All right, you guys.
That guy was good. That guy was good.
I got to roll here.
Thanks for joining on that. That was cool. I appreciate you
awesome.
doing that for Chad.
Yeah, that was fun. He was great, man. Good job getting him. I got to go here. I got to go on to another podcast in like 5 minutes.
This is your favorite one, though. Fuck
yeah,
you.
it is. It is my favorite one. But I'm going to do the Shout It Out Loud cast with
Kiss,
Zeus and Tom. It's a Kiss podcast.
Yes.
So it's really funny.
Kiss is on their farewell. We're leaving. We're almost done. We're thinking about leaving, and we're not quite there yet. But we think this is the farewell tour.
Either way,
this is the farewell tour. It's just been going on for 25 years.
Yeah,
that's all. They're just not done yet. They're just not done yet. Yeah,
they should just call it that. We're not done yet.
We're going to end the tour when LB takes Gene Simmons' cap off his pen. So
that's right.
I see. All right, Mike. Thank you.
All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later.
See you. Bye.
See you guys.